Welcome back.
One of the challenges that people who try to eat healthy have is figuring out what foods to really grab at the grocery store. And there's aisles of food in some of these grocery stores, and a lot of the quote-unquote foods in there are like pretending to be healthy foods, trying to trick you with the fancy labels and cool packaging and all that. So today we're going to show you guys a tool that actually makes all that super easy. It makes shopping for healthy food easy, and that tool is the Trash Panda app, which is a food scanner that lets you scan foods in the grocery store in real time and then reads the food labels for you and makes it really easy for you to understand those food ingredients that are in the food, and kind of gives you pointers of like whether a food is healthy or not. So we're going to test this out for you now. We're going to go into one of our favorite grocery stores and just give you like our honest opinion of what we think about the app. So see you guys inside. All right, we're in the store now. Gonna walk through some of the aisles that I usually don't walk through just to see what some of these foods have in them. And hopefully we don't get kicked out for filming here. Otherwise we gotta bounce to another place. But come on. All right, so we got some juice here. A lot of people think fruit and juice healthy, and a lot of fruit juice are pretty healthy, but often at grocery stores you gotta look to find one that is an actual fruit juice that has like one, maybe two ingredients. So let's look at this cranberry mango here. This has a few ingredients in it. We're just going to show you here how the Trash Panda app looks. So at first sight, this is what it looks like. Up here, this is like the home page. You can click on scan up here or here. Give that permission. And we got 5 scans per month on the free version. So let's give it a scan here. That went quick. Immediately took, okay, here we go. Cranberry mango juice, drink from concentrate cranberry mango. Right away it gives us a big label here, maybe bioengineered, so it might be like GMO. Fruits in there, I guess. It gives you the company, and then it gives you all these labels here. The question mark label, the dye looks like, or maybe sugar label, and then flags, question mark and the flags. So the flags is for my ingredients. You can actually use this app and tell it what ingredients you don't want, or you have allergic reactions to, or are very sensitive to, and you can kind of like use it then to immediately flag those foods or those ingredients in foods, which is pretty cool. So here down here it gives you a full ingredient list, which is pretty long for this juice. So yeah, that symbol up here means sugar cubes. So it's giving us a warning that there's sugar in there. When we click on that, it gives us the definition of sugar, a sweet crystallizable material that considers wholly or essentially or consists wholly or essentially of sucrose. Sugar is colorless or white, so it gives you a cool definition. It also gives you the AKAs, other words for that ingredient, which is good. We'll look at that on another food. And then the health impact. So it says here, sugar that is not labeled as organic or non-GMO is likely sourced from GMO or bioengineered beets. Check for the warning contains a bioengineered ingredient in the ingredient list to confirm. Excessive added sugar intake is associated with adverse health conditions including obesity, metabolic syndrome, and inflammatory disease. So it gives you like even here so it says the American Heart Association suggests an added sugar limit of no more than 24 grams of sugar for most women and no more than 36 grams of sugar for most men each day. So that's kind of cool. It kind of gives you a recommendation, and then down here it even gives you sources. So studies that you can click on directly to get an idea of where they got all these claims from. So that's super cool. Here it shows you the questionable ingredients: citric acid, ester gum, fumaric acid, and natural flavors. So let's click on ester gum. Right here, ester gum, it tells us it's an emulsifier. It's a food additive chemically extracted from wood resin and used as an emulsifier and stabilizer. So, there you go. Studies on the long-term toxicity of estrogam have been inconclusive and require more research, which is probably why it's a questionable ingredient. So, that's pretty cool. I mean, it gives us an immediate list of all the ingredients that are in there and definitions for them, plus, potential studies and health impact. So, let's keep looking for some more and just see what other foods we find that, might be masquerading as quote-unquote health foods, but really aren't. I think this is a juice you should probably just leave at the grocery store. Maybe even if you're going to get a juice, get your oranges and press it yourself. That's ideal. Or find your wild fruits while foraging. All right, let's see. Looking at some snacks that are pretty popular. Here we go. I think we'll use that one. Nature Valley. It's natural, right? Fruit and nut. Dark chocolate and nut. Made with real fruit. Here's one of those fancy labels that probably don't mean anything. Wow. Pretty long ingredient list. Let's scan it. So one thing that's cool is that you don't even need to scan the barcode. You can just scan the ingredient list too. Oh, first you gotta click ingredients up top. There you go. Scan that. Alright, so there's a few more steps involved in using that instead of just scanning the barcode. Seems like it's taking a bit longer too, but it's pulling it up.
Whoa.
So in this case, it's not showing us the actual product name. It's just probably reading the ingredients that are in there. And we have two potentially harmful ones in there. Down below is all the nutrition data again. So here we have canola oil, glycerin, so some seed oils. Let's see what they say about seed oils. An oil extracted from the canola plant, a plant that was developed by scientists as an edible version of the rapeseed plant. Vegetable oils contain unsaturated fats that oxidize when exposed to heat, triggering inflammation in the body. Canola oil is abundant in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when overconsumed, throws off our body's healthy balance of omega-3s to omega-6. This balance leads to chronic inflammation and a higher risk of heart disease. Interesting. Canola oil that is not labeled as organic or non-GMO is likely sourced from GMO or bioengineered canola plants. Okay. So here it does tell us that finding a cold-pressed organic version of this oil is a better option than conventional, which is something I agree with. And then again, here's a bunch of studies to kind of back up their claims. Let's see what else. The glycerin, I think, was the potentially harmful one.
The one you should click on is that natural flavor, because it has natural flavor is questionable.
All right.
Which is always interesting to me.
All right, let's test the natural flavors. So it shows us chemical mixtures originally derived from plant or animal material created to mimic natural occurring flavors. Organic natural flavors are slightly more regulated and cannot contain propylene, glycol, polyglycerol, esters of fatty acids, mono and diglycerides, benzoic acid, polysorbate AD, medium chain triglyceride, BHT, BHA, and triacetin, something like that. So here it gives us actually all the AKAs. This one has a long list of AKAs. Natural flavors can also be called natural flavoring, natural flavors and artificial flavors, naturally essenced, identical soursop flavor, artificial flavors. So those are all the same names. So when you see any of these, that means it's just a natural quote-unquote flavor. Whatever.
That's less regulated than an actual natural flavor.
Yeah, than like an organic natural flavor. So for the health impact of natural flavors, it says that natural flavors can be made with hundreds of chemicals, none of which are required to be disclosed on the product label. So it can be very hard to determine what harmful ingredients lie within them. especially for people with food allergies. These flavors are also created to make food more palatable, so they can be addictive, leading to consumers eating more without feeling full. That's interesting. I did not know all that about natural flavors. So there you go. Made with real fruit, it says on the bag. And there's probably some real fruit in here, but there's probably at least 30 to 40 ingredients in here. Most of them I can't read. This one won't work. It just won't scan. I don't get it. I tried everything.
Oh, you know what I think it is?
Oh, what?
It's a Whole Food.
Oh, you mean this? This can't be scanned because it's a real food and it only has one ingredient?
Yeah.
That's right. This is probably the foods you should be choosing at the grocery store. If I can give you one piece of advice, try to go with the real whole foods. But if you just can't, then this app comes in handy. So let's scan some more in the health food section. Okay, let's move over here, see what we got. This is actually in this store like an aisle I kind of like. If I'm looking for a treat that's semi-healthy, this aisle usually has something. You know, I barely ever eat processed foods. Sometimes though, going with like a nice snack bar, you know, why not? I really like the Epic bars, which they moved from here now, but this brand has the meat bars. Maybe we'll find them later. They're actually decently good ingredient wise. Let's look at some chips. This is supposed to be the healthy chip section. Here we have these Siete food chips. I know these are kind of pretty hyped up recently. They're say here made with avocado oil and gluten-free and lentils. So let's give it a scan. So far I definitely prefer the barcode scanning method over the ingredients. It just goes so much quicker. I mean, look at that. That was super fast. Nope, I don't want no link. So it shows us only one questionable ingredient, which is very different from almost every other food we've scanned so far. Citric acid, which I didn't even know is a questionable ingredient. So what is citric acid? Well, naturally found in citrus fruit, it's manufactured as a food additive from a type of mold to increase acidity, enhance flavor, and preserve products. So I didn't know it was made from a mold. That's interesting. The other names for it are encapsulated citric acid or manufactured citric acid. And for the health impact, it says, although there are not any scientific studies on the harmful effects of citric acid, there have been some reports of people who experience inflammatory reactions to the ingredient, including respiratory issues, joint pain, digestive problems, and muscle pain. Interesting. Didn't know about that. Still pretty cool. I got the health impacts right there. And they're pretty honest. You know, they say here, although there haven't been many scientific studies, these are some of the things, the anecdotal evidences that have happened. So I guess Siete chips are maybe a good choice if you're not like super low carb. There's about, what does it say, 17 grams of carbs in a serving, which is 23 pieces. That's actually pretty good for chips. So yeah, might have to try these sometime. Made with avocado oil too, no seed oils. Why not? Let's keep moving. I think we got like 2 more scans left. I'll try to find some other goodies.
Poldy, what did you do? You spilled flour all over the floor.
This?
Yeah.
That's not mine. Someone must have, I don't know if that's flour. Someone must have,
At a party.
at a party, maybe dropped something they didn't want to drop.
Don't drop that. Don't. Aye.
Okay, let's see. What else can we scan? I think maybe like a meat to see if a deli meat works. What do we have here? A savory roast. Should we try that? Oh my god. That might be that's a pretty long ingredient list.
Try it.
Let's try it. Alright, it's actually pulled it up. I'm surprised. So it actually flagged a lot. It's flagged sugar 3 times. It flagged the questionable one 3 times, and then potentially harmful maltodextrin. Interesting. That's, I know, that is a sweetener made from corn, rice, potato starch, or wheat. Big health impacts here potentially. Might just be, seems like it's just the sugar health claim here, from what I can tell. Then for the questionable ones, we have natural flavors again. Sodium lactate. Let's click on that. Sodium lactate is the sodium salt of lactic acid, a natural organic acid that is found in many foods, including dairy products, meats, and vegetables. Sodium lactate is commonly used as a food additive and is generally recognized as safe by regulatory agencies. When used in accordance with approved levels, it is used as a preservative, flavor enhancer, and acidity regulator in various foods and beverages. More research is needed to conclude if there are any harmful side effects of sodium lactate. However, consuming it in moderation is always advised with any food additive. Interesting. Yeah, and for the sugar, it just flagged dextrose, molasses, and sugar, which are all different forms of sugar. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm surprised, like, yeah, there's potassium lactate. There's potassium lactate in there, which it didn't flag. And the rest seems fine, I guess. Sodium diacetate is also in there that it didn't flag that. So I wonder if those just don't have any, any health concerns, like, to back it up, to kind of like give us more info on it. Not sure why those didn't get pulled up, but there has to be a reason. And I actually did interview the founder of this app. We're not sponsored by them or anything, but there is an episode on the Year of Plenty podcast, and the audio version, I don't think I ever uploaded it on YouTube. So check that one out, the Trash Panda Year of Plenty podcast episodes, where we kind of actually go into how they pull all this data and all this information, because they have a really real-time database of scientific evidence and whatnot that they're grabbing a lot of this info from. Okay, so I think that was our last scan here. Pretty sure. We didn't obviously scan any crazy unhealthy foods, because we're just kind of looking more at, what foods might be masquerading as healthy. Like Doritos. Most of us probably know that they're not pretty healthy, so didn't want to waste a scan on them. Alright guys, that's it. We personally really like this app just because it's so user-friendly. You open the app up, you immediately kind of know what to do, and it has some really good info in there. Maybe, the scanning of the actual ingredients, it would be nice if that pulled up a bit quicker. Maybe it has to do with internet reception in the store too. And that's the other thing. More and more stores I've noticed, like Walmart, they're like kind of blocking the internet, it seems like. So in that case, you can't really use your phone for this quickly. But depending on which store you're in, that might differ. Like here, it really wasn't a problem at all. So yeah, I think this is a great tool to have. The premium, I'm sure, is helpful too. I don't think it costs that much. Again, we're not sponsored by them or anything. Just wanting to share this with you, making you aware of this pretty awesome tool to make it easier for you to shop for the foods with the right ingredients and not get tricked by all those food marketers out there. Thanks for watching.